Okay, welcome everybody to day one of online learning. Hope everybody's doing all right. It's definitely way different doing everything from home. Hopefully that you guys have received the emails and stuff. Again, these are all going to be posted on Schoology, so you can do split screen and copy it into your OneNote. The plan is only to do 2, maybe 3 sections a week. Possibly throw a quiz or 2 in there on Schoology just for extra practice. And then we'll take a test after about 3 to 4 weeks. I guess it just kind of all depends on how things go. So we'll go ahead and just get started. All of your homework assignments are already preloaded in your folders, so you can just do those. You don't have to worry about the book. So don't even look like at the back of the notes here. Don't even bother looking at that homework assignment. Just go to 11.1 homework and practice that, and I'll get you guys graded on that stuff. So today's lesson is just identifying the parts of a circle and then any lines that go through a circle. So it's just a lot of vocab today. So the first thing, a circle, it's a set of points that are equidistant from a given point. So everything is the same distance away. That's where your radius and your diameter come from. The center of the circle is the point in the middle of the circle that's equidistant from all of the points in the circle. A radius is a chord. Well, excuse me, not a chord. Chord goes all the way across. A radius is a segment from the center to any point on the circle. A chord is a segment whose endpoints are on the circle. A diameter is a very specific chord. It's a chord that goes through the center of the circle. A secant is a line that goes through 2 points on a circle. And a tangent is a line, array, or a segment that touches the circle at one point. So we have them all labeled on the circle there. You got your chord in blue, your radius in light blue. The diameter is pink. The secant line is green. And then the tangent line is red there. So those are just things on your test when we take that. You're just going to have to be able to identify that the blue thing is a chord. So you have to say that it's a chord and so forth. Or I think we have them labeled with letters. So you guys will just write down the points on it when you do that. Okay, so here's just another example. So AB with that segment bar above it, that's a chord. CD, if I just put the segment bar above CD, that's a chord as well. The line, so when it goes all the way through and goes on forever in both directions, then that becomes a secant if we're looking at the whole line. The line L is a tangent because it only touches the circle at one spot. Okay, so again, the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to be able to identify what things are. So the first one, segment BC. So if I highlight that, it asks us to describe it as a radius, a chord, a diameter, a secant, or a tangent. So BC is a radius because it goes from the center and it touches a point on the circle. Line EA, so if I highlight that one in a different color here, line EA, so because it's a line, that's going to be a secant. And then the last one, ray DE. So if I highlight that one, choose a different color here, ray DE, so that's this one here. That one's going to be a tangent because, again, it touches the circle at one point, so it touches at B there. So that'll be the first part of this chapter, is just being able to identify, like, for example, AB. Segment AB is a chord, but more specifically, we would call it a diameter. Okay, segment AF, that's a chord. If we said line AF, then it's a secant because it goes all the way through the circle. So just be careful if it goes all the way through or if it just starts and stops on the circle. That'll be a difference between a secant and a chord. Okay, so finding lengths in circles in a coordinate plane. So it says use the diagram to find the given lengths, the radius of A. So again, if I highlight here, So the radius of circle A, so A out to that circle, that radius would be 2 units long. The diameter of A, so diameter is double, so it's going to be 4 units long. The radius of B, if I go out to the edge of that circle, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So the radius of B is 4, so the diameter would be 8. So again, radius is half of a diameter. Like we know that from previous chapters. Okay, it says in a plane, a line is tangent to a circle if and only if the line is, and it's perpendicular, is the word to fill in there, perpendicular to a radius of the circle at its end point on the circle. So if you draw in a radius, if I highlight this one here, if you draw in a radius, it's going to make a right angle right here with the tangent line. So when a line is tangent to a circle, it's going to make a right angle. That'll come into play actually next chapter when we talk about finding distances and lengths and stuff. We'll do it a little bit in this chapter, but this is mostly about arc measures and angle measures. Okay, so then it says just looking at tangents, how many common tangents the circles have, and then draw them on there. So tangent means it's going to touch at one spot on the circle, so it has to be on the outside edge. So on this first one, that's a terrible line, but there's one there. And there's one there. So if those circles are touching at one spot right there, then we can say that there would be 3 tangents. Okay, part B. We're going to have this outside edge, this outside edge, and there'd be no other line that's going to touch at one spot, so this one is going to have 2 tangents. Okay, and then the last one is just going to have the one on the edge, because if I draw in another tangent on that inside circle, if I draw it like this, it's tangent to the smaller circle, but then it's a secant on the big circle, so then it doesn't actually work. So there's only one tangent on that last one. Almost forgot how to spell tangent there. Okay, number 3 there. There's no line you can draw that touches both of those circles and is tangent, so this one's going to be none. Number 4, I could go inside like this, and then I could go outside like that, so that one would have 4 tangent lines that I could draw in. Okay, so again, tangent means it touches the circle at one spot. Secant means it goes through the circle. And that is the first lesson. Again, it's just looking at a lot of notation, tangents, chords, diameters, radius. So just keep that stuff in mind. Secant goes all the way through. A chord is always a segment. So it's going to start and stop on the circle. A secant is a line. It's going to go through the circle. Tangents have to be on the outside edge of a circle. You'll just get to learn to identify those. And like I said, on your test, I believe it's like you have to say which one is a tangent. And you say segment BC or line BC or ray BC. Because in a tangent, that's the only one that you can have any of the forms. It could be a segment, a ray, or a line. All right, that's day 1 of notes. So you guys can hop over and do the homework now. And then we will do day 2 of notes. And I mean, really, it's you guys could go and do that stuff right now if you wanted to. It's you get through it, you're done for the week, and then you're done with your geometry for the week, and you can focus on your other classes or fun things that you want to do. All right,